Hey friends, and welcome back to Deep Dive. Tonight, when you fall asleep, you'll step into a world where the laws of physics don't apply, where time stretches and snaps, and where logic is a foreign language. The world of dreams. But have you ever stopped to wonder what that world really is, and where it comes from? What if I told you that science is getting so close, it can not only explain our dreams, but teach us how to control them? Let's start with a revolutionary new idea that's like a roadmap for our own consciousness, the Dopamine-Serotonin Theory. It suggests that our entire experience of being awake, asleep, or dreaming is just an elegant dance between two key chemicals in our brain. The first chemical is dopamine. Think of dopamine as the master volume dial for your brain. When that dial is turned up, you're fully awake, alert, and focused. When it's turned down, you drift off to sleep. This theory even gives us the numbers. It says that when dopamine levels hit around 50%, we enter REM sleep, the dream stage. When it's cranked up to 150%, we're wide awake. But this volume dial is a powerful double-edged sword. If it gets turned up too high, say to 250%, the line between reality and hallucination blurs, and a person can enter a state of psychosis. So dopamine is responsible for the intensity of our consciousness and our connection to reality. But the second chemical, serotonin, does something completely different. Serotonin acts like a filter or an effects processor for our thoughts. It gives them structure, logic, complexity, and coherence. Serotonin keeps our minds organized. So how does this all connect to dreams? This is where the story gets truly fascinating. When we enter the dream phase or REM sleep, something remarkable happens to our brain chemistry. The dopamine volume dial gets turned way up. That's why our dreams feel so vivid, so alive, and so full of intense emotion. But at the same time, the serotonin filter gets switched almost completely off. Just imagine what happens then. Your brain is creating intense experiences at full blast, but there is absolutely no logical filter to manage them. The logical manager of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, is mostly offline during this stage. And the result? Exactly what we call a dream. Worlds where you can fly, talk to impossible characters, and live through surreal, nonsensical stories. This creative chaos is the direct result of that specific chemical state: high dopamine, zero serotonin. Now what if we could tamper with that equation? What if, in the middle of all that chaos, we could wake up the logical manager just a little? This is where we enter the incredible realm of lucid dreaming. A lucid dream is a state where you become aware that you're dreaming while you are still inside the dream. It's like being in a video game and suddenly realizing it's just a game, and you're the one holding the controller. Studies show that in this state, parts of the prefrontal cortex, that logical manager, temporarily light up and become active. This awareness gives you power, the power to change the dream's narrative, to confront your fears, or even to use it for creative problem solving. Scientists have even managed to establish two-way communication with people who are having a lucid dream. Using prearranged eye signals, the dreamers could answer questions from scientists in the real world while still asleep. For the first time in history, we are having a direct conversation with a dreaming mind. But hold on. Before we all get excited about becoming dream architects, we need to know that this powerful tool comes with risks. Trying to induce lucid dreams can sometimes disrupt sleep patterns and honestly lead to fatigue during the day. And sometimes, instead of controlling the dream, you can get stuck in a so-called lucid nightmare, where you know you're in a nightmare but you just can't escape. That's why it's always important to approach this world with caution and awareness. And what about that question from the beginning? Why do we forget our dreams so quickly? The answer is simpler than you might think. Our brain is designed for survival, not for archiving surreal nightly stories. When we wake up, the brain dedicates all of its memory capacity to real-world information, and it quickly deletes the dream files unless we immediately and consciously focus on them. So, if you'd like to remember more of your nightly adventures, there are a few simple tricks. First, get enough consistent sleep. Second, Keep a journal by your bed, and the moment you wake up, before you even move, write down anything you can remember, even if it's just a single, random word. And third, simply tell yourself that you want to remember your dreams. That simple intention acts like a command to your brain, helping it hold on to those files for just a few moments longer. In the end, all of these discoveries remind us of one thing. The world inside our minds is just as complex, deep, and mysterious as the world outside. Dreams are not just meaningless images. They are our emotional processing workshops, our problem-solving laboratories, and a window into the deepest layers of our subconscious. And maybe the line between our waking world and our dream world is far thinner than we ever imagined. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. If this video sparked something in your mind, be sure to hit that like button, and to hear more stories from the edges of science and philosophy, subscribe to Deep Dive. Our other videos are also full of incredible tales you might have never heard before. Until next time, take care.